VBE, this is your principal, Miss Emerson. I am so excited because we are putting together a project-based learning school-wide activity, creating a primary source for the pandemic using photojournalism. Our driving question is, how can we as photojournalists tell the story of our lives during the pandemic? This is our launch activity. You're going to get to see several examples from the eyes of your teachers, coaches, and administrators. It is so easy to participate, and we can't wait to create this giant archive to share our feelings during COVID-19.
Teaching and learning look a little different right now. We have the unique opportunity to capture this moment in history from our own perspectives through our words, images, and original creations. Historians are able to study what life was like long ago by examining primary sources, letters, diaries, photographs from people living during a specific time period. As a school, we'd like to be able to tell the story of this pandemic. Through photos, words, and artwork, we can share with the community how our lives have changed. Who knows? Maybe one day a historian will use your photograph to write about how people lived during 2020.
This is Principal Emerson. This picture represents my family's journey through COVID-19. With social distancing regulations being put in place, our family has learned to appreciate each other in new ways. We have slowed down, cooked meals together, and have taken up competitive card games and board games. Hasn't been all fun and games, rightfully so. The stress and anxiety of all of this still exists. But what we will take with us is a new appreciation for each other and for the little things in life.
Hi, this is Ms. Polk. This is my picture I'm submitting. It explains one of the new rules to this COVID-19 pandemic. Everybody has to be 6 feet apart in grocery stores, in public places, and it's really been a change for those of us that like to hang out with friends and with family, and we haven't been able to do that over the last few weeks. So it's a little bit sad, but it's the way of the world, and it's going to help keep us safe. So it is what it is.
This is Mrs. Berwick, and the image that best represents my feelings during this pandemic is my Florida room table. This table has become my classroom. I am able to spread out all my stuff and support our 5th grade tribe and my moonshot kiddos. It is where my family will play board games, and it's now where we get to eat every night together. It also gives me my connection to the outside where I can hear the wind and the birds. It is also open and sunny. This is now my new normal.
This is Ms. Van Brimmer with a photo representing what our life has been like during the pandemic. Since we are all at home, teaching and learning has been a little bit different. We have had to create new workspaces, develop a schedule, and use our phones and computers to communicate with people outside our family. Instead of getting dressed in school uniforms, some days we just stay in our PJs. We have replaced, "Hurry, we're going to be late," with, "Shh, I'm on the phone." Although we miss our school families very much, and it can be noisy and hectic at times, we have had some very sweet moments as a family, working and learning together.
Hi, this is Mrs. Borkhardt. This picture represents what I will remember most from the pandemic. Not seeing my students in person every day has made me realize how much I look forward to seeing them face to face. Also, it reminds me of how much technology I learned about and my students learned. I will remember how much fun we had during our live lessons and Kahoots. This has been an unforgettable experience.
Hi, this is Mr. Trumbull. This photo represents something I now look forward to every day. Since the quarantine, my family and I have begun an evening bike ride tradition. This is our way to unplug from technology and escape into the beautiful world that surrounds us. On our bike rides, we have met new people, had wonderful conversations, and yes, even crashed into a thing or two. No bike ride is ever the same. Well, except for the daily visit to the lake to see the family of turtles living there. The transition to working at home has not been easy. I miss my students, colleagues, and pretty much the way things used to be. However, for some crazy reason, our evening bike rides give us a sense of freedom and a greater understanding that there are better days.
Hey, this is Miss Blue. This is a picture I painted that also represents a few of my feelings during this pandemic time. Although some of us are worried and don't know what may happen or missing your friends and people that you saw all the time, there's still a ray of sunshine through the storm where I have been able to stay with my family and do paintings like this that I may not have had time for before. So just remember to enjoy this time with your family and be that ray of sunshine for someone else. I miss you all. Bye.
This is Mr. Vargas. This picture represents our lives through the COVID-19. Helping my girls with their studies has been a joy, but also stressful sometimes. But nevertheless, I truly enjoy every single moment that I'm able to spend with them, and I'm grateful for that. My family means everything to me, and I am very grateful that I'm able to spend time with them every single day. I have also learned that my coworkers are more than coworkers. They're my friends and they're my family. And I'm truly grateful that I have them in my life. Thank you.
This piece of artwork that my dad made out of materials found on the beach reminds me of the pandemic because for a period of time we have not been allowed to go on the beach so that people do not get too close to each other and then catch the coronavirus. So whenever I look at this sculpture, I think about, I will always think about the pandemic.
Hey, this is Mrs. Nesbitt. I just wanted to share with you what I'm doing during this COVID-19 pandemic. I've spent a lot of time in my yard cleaning it up and getting the birds fed and having some beautiful wildlife join us, like the ducks, the squirrels, sandhill cranes, turtles, birds. Beautiful. Even though all those things make me really happy, I am sad that I don't get to see all of you every single day. I'm sad I don't get to see my school family, my parents, and some of my friends because everybody is staying home to stay safe. Keep safe, my friends. Love you. Miss you.
What the pandemic has meant to me has been home and family time. Home where I now work, where my kids do their schoolwork, where we eat at the table together with new recipes we found, where we play games like Phase 10, where we watch shows on Netflix, where we laugh, where sometimes we need a break from each other, where we wish our friends could come visit, where we ride bikes and ripsticks. Home, where our heart is.
With every new sunrise comes a new day. With every new day, there's a new opportunity for us to stay strong and be there for our family and friends. This is Mrs. Decker, and I know it's been tough, but this COVID-19 has taught me that we don't have to physically be close to feel close to others.
This is a picture of representation of what the pandemic meant to me and my family. This picture is a picture of pizza that we make on Friday nights. Typically, without the pandemic, we would be eating alone or whenever we find time. Through this journey, we are able to eat together, prepare meals together, and truly bond as a family.
This is Mrs. Henson. The school closures in 2020 have brought about a lot of changes. Instead of seeing my students every day, I have to communicate with them through a cell phone. I don't get to see their smiles. I don't get to hear their laughter. I miss my students. I miss my coworkers. My coworkers are now my pets and my family. And although that has taught me to stop and smell the flowers and be appreciative of what I have, I still miss all my loved ones at school.
This is my unfinished Rona doodle. It helps me cope. Because at 65, I thought I had seen everything. But I'd never seen people standing in line to get into a store, only to have missed the last roll of toilet paper. I've never seen playgrounds, restaurants, pools, schools, and beaches closed. My son finished 13 years of school on May 1st. Or did he? Where's the celebration? I love and miss my students, but I'm doing my part to keep them safe, staying at home.
Hello everyone, this is Miss Roberts. This picture symbolizes the pandemic for me because I sit at the table with my 3 kids most of the day, almost every day, and we do our work together. When our work is done, we put them down, and we also play games at the same table. We eat at the table together, and it's very nice because before the pandemic, we didn't have a lot of family time.
Hi VBE Tribe, this is Miss Barb. This is a photograph of something that has helped me stay calm during the COVID-19 pandemic. During stressful and uncertain times, it makes me feel better to draw in my journal. I like to draw the things in my life that make me happy. I have a bag full of colorful pens and markers that I use, and when I fill up one journal, I just start another one. My drawings are not perfect by any means, but doodling is the perfect way for me to get my mind off things that are causing me stress and anxiety. I encourage you to find something that you can use as an outlet when you are feeling overwhelmed or upset.
Hey everyone, Taylor Caldwell here, 4th grade teacher at Vero Beach Elementary. I chose this photo to represent the anxiety that, I, like many others, have been facing during this pandemic. I'm not so worried about myself and contracting it, but I do worry about carrying it on to people that are more vulnerable, and that's a constant fear of mine. But one of my favorite country music artists, Luke Combs, recently released a song that, gives me hope, and he couldn't have said it any better. In the chorus at the end, he says, "And there will be light after dark, someday when we aren't 6 feet apart." And just those 2 lines really give me hope for the future.
Good morning, it's Mrs. Rochon. This picture is of Dunkin' Donuts on March 17th. Usually at this time of day, there is a line all the way to those tables that are usually filled with people, talking and enjoying coffee, having a good time, being together. This picture reminds me of how apart we are right now. But it also reminds me that the tables are just pushed aside. They're not gone forever. This is just a time that we need to be apart, but eventually we'll all be together again. I hope everyone realizes this is so we can be safe, and I hope to see you all again.
Hi, it's Miss Ketchell. I'm standing outside my home where I've spent a majority of time with these 2. It has been challenging during this time to work from home and also to help them with their school. But I've also really enjoyed spending some extra time with them that I don't necessarily always get. We've done a lot of games and played outside quite a bit and a lot of walks. So it's been very nice to have this extra time with them, and that's what I'll remember from this time.